In the November 2017 edition of What's New Massachusetts, check out the new Wegmans supermarket in Medford and chat with the Megastore's executive chef, Arlo Trainor. Also, the What's New crew revisits some of our favorite restaurants from the past year, including the new KKatie's Burgers in Quincy and Southern Kin Cookhouse in Somerville's Assembly Row. Plus, learn about how you can help your community from the Greater Boston Food Bank. What's New Massachusetts? Here are your co-hosts Sam Baltrusis and Sharon Filiaw.
And welcome to the November edition of What's New Massachusetts. My name is Sam Baltrusis. I'm an author and journalist. Joining me is my lovely co-host Sharon Filiaw.
Hey Sam, how are you?
Hey Sharon. So we went to Wegmans.
Wegmans was a lot of fun. I mean, it's the new one in Medford, Massachusetts. It's the 5th one here in Massachusetts. It is huge. There is so much there.
Yeah, so I was really excited about, there's like the burger bar, there is pizza, and the pizza is like the oven was amazing. It was huge.
Right, and the head chef told Arlo Trainor said that they can make a pizza in 120 seconds. That's how hot the oven is.
That's very hot. Mm-hmm. So this edition of What's New Massachusetts, we're actually going to talk about Wegmans, but we're also going to revisit some of our favorite restaurants from this past year.
Yes, and we're going to talk about how Assembly Row is really changing. So many new shops, stores, everything.
Yeah, Assembly Row, so it's very close to Medford. So I'm thinking that it's working in tandem. I live in Assembly Row, and all the new restaurants and new shops in Assembly Row trickle over to the Wegmans in Medford.
Of course, and it's really, you don't really have to venture far to take care of all of your needs. Everything is right there. It's wonderful.
Yeah, what's your favorite restaurant in Assembly Row?
The Southern Kin. That, I tell you, the food was so... Remember you had the Frogmore stew?
I had the Frogmore stew, and it was heaven. It was heaven in a bowl.
It was. The food there is so delicious, and when you're eating it, you know you're just breaking all sorts of diet rules, but it's really worth it. And you feel like the food is just well made. Everything is made there. It's fresh. It's good. You really have to try it.
Now, what was your favorite part of the Wegmans walkthrough?
Gosh, well, you know, I hate to cook. I liked walking through the prepared food section. They have, oh my gosh, if you want Asian cuisine, if you want Italian cuisine, they have anything you want and everything. Of course, on our way out, I was trying to get a free sample.
Yeah, Sharon was asking the PR person, like, can we have samples? She's like, oh no, they're all it's wrapped up for the grand opening.
Like, but the prepared foods are wonderful. And with Wegmans, you can either, if you're a cook, you can go in there and get nice fresh foods to cook with, or if you're like me, you don't like to cook, you can go in and get prepared food. It's really one-stop shopping. It's wonderful.
What I like about Wegmans is there's sort of like a mom and pop shop feel to it, even though it's a huge mega store. It feels like that you're going to like your local grocery store.
Indeed. Wegmans is a family-owned company started in 1916 by 2 brothers, and actually the granddaughter now, Colleen, is actually now the CEO. It's a $7 billion company, named one of the best, number 2 behind Google as the best company to work for, number 2 in the country.
So we're going to check out our visit to Wegmans in Medford.
This is Sharon Filiaw for What's New Massachusetts. Well, here we are at the grand opening of the Wegmans supermarket right here in Medford, Massachusetts. Wegmans has been serving the culinary and cuisine needs of its customers for over 100 years. But just as important is Wegmans' alliance with the Greater Boston Food Bank.
Here we are now with Mr. Arlo Trainor, head chef at Wegmans in Medford. Arlo, thank you for joining us.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Well, you know, my favorite topic is food, and we're standing right here in the burger bar. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's a new program with this division, so it's a few chef-inspired sandwiches and burgers, which are phenomenal. So we've actually added beer and wine to the menu as well. So a lot of new things to the division, and I think it's going to do very well here. So
now it's interesting. I've been to other Wegmans, and I've never seen a setup like this. Did you help to develop this area in Wegmans, or was this something from corporate?
I think we all contribute to that, but it's a corporate program, and they test out in the New York area, and they kind of fine-tune it. And then they distribute it out to the different stores. So by the time we see the program, it's tried and true, and and the customers seem to really love it. So
indeed. And what I find so fascinating with Wegmans is that
you can just come in here. It's one-stop shopping. If you like to cook, you can come in here. But if you're like me and you can't stand the kitchen, you can come and get prepared foods, and there's a variety. So are you in charge of all of that?
I am. I run the entire prepared food section, which encompasses the burger bar, pizza subs, and then our main kitchen area. So we have a total of about 120 culinarians in this side of the store, which is pretty impressive. So, and we got a great team in there that is just very excited about the Medford area.
Wow. Okay, Arlo, here's a question. What is your favorite dish here?
So I was asked this earlier, and I am absolutely blown away by the new pizza program we have here. So it's a fantastic imported products with. We actually have an Italian oven that runs at 800 degrees. It cooks the pizza in about 100 seconds. It's got a beautiful leoparding in it, a nice stretch on the cheese, and just a fantastic product. So, and it's a great value for the customers as well. So.
Well, I think I've just found a new best friend. Thank you, Arlo Trainor. Thank you so much for joining us. Continued success. Thank you so much.
We are looking for a lot of great people. Bakery, produce, meat, deli, dairy, grocery, frozen, seafood, sub shop, pizza shop, coffee shop, fresh sushi made on premise all day long, Asian food, vegetarian food. I need people who love to be around food, who are creative, and are able to express themselves through food.
Come get your lobster stuffed chicken!
And those are the folks we're looking for, and if they love to be in a service industry, they love to smile, they're genuine, they love to be around people, I think there's going to be a noticeable difference when you choose to shop Wegmans versus our competition.
What's new, Massachusetts? Wegmans. Wegmans has come to Medford, Massachusetts and made it alive. There's a tremendous selection here. There's a bakery. I'm standing in front of a huge pizza oven. There's sushi, anything you can imagine. I think I'm going to try out the sushi myself. I encourage you to come on down and see for yourself.
Welcome back to What's New Massachusetts. Sharon, that visit to Wegmans was awesome.
It was. I can't wait to go back. I'm like making a list of what I want to buy there. You know, I go to the Wegmans in Chestnut Hill. It's right by my gym, and you can just spend all your money there. The fruits are so good, so fresh, and they have high turnover. So you're really sure to get good, fresh, wholesome food there.
What I like about it is that it's a much larger one in Medford. It's 120,000 square feet. The one in Chestnut Hill, they said that was a smaller store, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
I mean, the one in Chestnut Hill is big. I go in there probably 4 times, because I'm always hungry. I go in there 4 times a week. But the one in Chestnut Hill is pretty large as well. You know, it's big. But the one in Medford is really great, and it's right by the highway. It's a really good location where a lot of people who are en route, different places, very, very convenient.
There's 4 locations in Massachusetts for Wegmans. There's Northborough, Westford, and then
Burlington,
and then Medford.
Medford and Chestnut Hill. So there are 5 now. So Medford is the 5th one. The 5th one.
Oh, it's 5.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's 5.
That's amazing. So I also, it's 100 years of Wegmans, and I didn't know it was around for 100 years.
1916 is when it started. So it's officially 101 years old.
So we're actually going to watch a clip from behind the scenes of another Wegmans store to kind of give you an idea what to expect for the one in Medford. Let's check it out.
It's bigger than Black Friday.
I'm so happy Wegmans is here. We're so excited!
The bar has been raised on the grocery shopping experience.
I love the fresh produce. We buy the large bags, and it really saves us a lot of money.
I like the organic section.
Oh, you would like that?
Yes,
yeah.
I love it.
Hi, how are you today?
Good morning.
How's that look for you?
Walk into a Wegmans and you're entering a vibrant, open-air market. It's so big! Stores are 120,000 square feet, 3 times the size of a typical supermarket.
Look how huge they are.
This man catches it very fresh. He brings it over to us.
I mean, it's about as fresh as anywhere in the world you're going to get it.
300 varieties of cheese from around the world, all ready to taste.
These would be great with red wines, different fruits, various dessert wines as well.
Multi-grain artisan breads, fresh from the oven.
The bakery, love Wegmans.
And welcome back to What's New Massachusetts, a special November edition. So Thanksgiving is coming, and it's for some people, it's one of their favorite times, holidays of the year.
Well, you know, it's my favorite time because I get to eat a lot. So I just sort of go to my relative's house, and we just eat and have fun. And it's just a wonderful time to spend time with family and loved ones, and just have a good time and relax.
What's really great about Wegmans is they actually donated a lot of food to the Food Bank of Greater Boston.
Yes, their alliance is very extensive, and they're really passionate about it. I believe they've given over 17 million pounds of food thus far.
Yeah, it's amazing, and the one in Medford definitely donated a large portion.
Yes.
And the Food Bank of Greater Boston, definitely something I would recommend to donate to, especially for people who have issues with food, not being able to have a Thanksgiving dinner like we were able to have.
Indeed, there's no reason why anyone should ever go hungry, and it's always important to give back, even if it's in a small way, a large way. Just to give back is very important.
So, Assembly Row.
Oh my gosh,
I know.
There's so much going on. Now you live there, so you have the real inside scoop.
All right, I'm telling you, it is blossoming. So we have the new Trader Joe's. Speaking of supermarkets, it's amazing. So it's a nice complement to Wegmans, which is literally down the street.
Right.
We have the American Fresh Brew House. There's the Mike's Pastries, the Medici, which is a pizza place. The American Fresh Brew House was a little tent outside, and now it's this huge storefront.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing.
Wow. So have you checked out any of them?
Yeah, well, I love, there's a new taco place. So it's a Saboso, a taqueria. And the burritos are amazing. It's a nacho, it's elevated compared to other local burrito joints.
We may need to make another visit. There's food that we need to taste.
I think what I'm gonna have for Thanksgiving is I'm gonna have a taco.
Tacos are really good when you put everything on it, but once again, Assembly Row has so much to offer, and depending on your mood, you can really find what it is that you like there. That's the good part about it.
Well, as someone that's a foodie like myself, I love the different options, and we revisited Assembly Row, and I just love talking about all the new things that are happening.
Yes.
But one of the newer restaurants that we visited was Southern King Cookhouse.
Right. Oh, I can't say enough about it. I cannot say enough. We had the waffles, and they had like this syrup infused with like this cayenne pepper.
Yeah.
And like you think, oh, it wouldn't go together, but it does. It was so good. I couldn't stop licking my fingers. I was just licking the plate.
Yeah, chicken and waffles, and again, the frogmore stew was heavenly.
Right.
I actually made, instead of doing the taco, I made do the frogmore stew for Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow. That actually, yeah, you really loved that a lot.
So let's check out our clip from Southern King Cookhouse.
This is Sharon Filliar for What's New Massachusetts. Here we are at Southern Kin Restaurant, here in the heart of Assembly Row, with good old-fashioned, down-home Southern cooking. With me now is Mr. William Johnson, the General Manager of Southern Kin Cookhouse. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you very much for stopping by and visiting us.
This is great. You know, as soon as we came in, you can feel the energy of the restaurant, the beautiful ambiance, the smell of the food, and look at these beautiful dishes. How do you come up with this menu?
You know, it's definitely a collaboration. We're part of Boston Nightlife Venture, and we have a culinary team led by Chef Bill Brodsky, who is our culinary director. We really were looking for something that Somerville didn't have to offer, looking for a concept that we could find that was unique and be able to put it in here and be a success. And you know, we've been very blessed, fortunately, that this concept is doing extremely well in Assembly Row.
And I'm so impressed with the presentation. Could you take us through the dishes that you have in front of us here?
You know, one of the unique things about Southern King Cookhouse is that we are the only non-franchise restaurant in Assembly Row, so we have a little bit of wiggle room there to do different things. So we're a 100% scratch kitchen. Nothing comes frozen off a truck, ever. We make all of our sauces. Everything is prepped daily in-house. So right here we have our famous chicken and waffles. We're looking at a cheddar chive waffle. We have our golden delicious fried chicken with some Fresno chilies, a house house-made honey hot. We also here have our hogs and hooch, which is going to be our homemade farmhouse biscuits, a nice bourbon braised pork belly, and then we're topping it with a fried green tomato, which is typical to the South.
Oh, I see.
And we're hitting it with a little chow chow relish and a little bit of Fresno drizzle as well. Right here we have one of our number one items. That's our frogmore stew. I'm very pleased with this dish. Everything, once again, is extremely local and extremely fresh. So we have fresh PEI mussels, dayboat scallops, Gulf shrimp, local andouille sausage, corn on the cob, red bliss potatoes, and a nice tomato okra broth. So it's almost like when the North meets the South, little New England clam boil.
Wow, that is a mouthful. Now, I was fooled because I thought that was popcorn over there, but it's a drink.
All of our drinks, once again, we have a beverage director, Mike Boughton. He's part of Boston Nightlife Ventures. So all of our cocktails are craft. We infuse our own bourbon in-house, Four Roses Bourbon. So this is our little play at the night at the movies. It's a little caramel popcorn, some cola. Everything goes well. It's a nice bourbon-based drink.
Oh, that's exciting. Now, are these the most favorite, the most popular dishes here at your establishment?
You know, we're very fortunate that everything moves, everything's selling. I guess it depends what mood you're in.
You know, it's amazing. The smell is intoxicating. Now, what I also wanted to ask you about, Mr. Johnson, is the beautiful decor. The fans are eclectic, the lighting. How did you come up with the concept for the decor?
Well, you know, Boston Nightlife Ventures is really trying to be the cutting edge in the hospitality industry. So it's a collaboration, a lot of minds come in between it. But we wanted to do things like the exposed brick and the American flag and the high ceilings and the industrial look, really to fit in with the assembly row feel.
And I wanted to ask you, there's so much construction going on here in Assembly Row. How has that affected your influx of customers?
You know what, as far as our customer base goes, the construction hasn't done anything except get me excited for the future.
That sounds great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This looks like an exciting establishment. Continued success to you. And I think I'm going to make a little trip here to try some of that chicken and waffles. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for coming.
And welcome back to What's New Massachusetts. That was an awesome visit. It's fun to revisit the clips that we've done this past year.
It is, and to reshare them with our viewers, and our viewership is really expanding. It's very exciting.
It's exploding. I mean, we had 26 affiliates, and all scattered throughout Massachusetts,
Right.
and a lot of our affiliates are on the eastern side of Massachusetts. So our goal for 2018 is to expand beyond just the eastern portion of Massachusetts.
Yes, so we'll be doing some traveling in the coming year, hopefully to Western Massachusetts, and to bring new experiences to our viewers, and to do more things.
Yeah, we have affiliates like around the Berkshires, Northampton, and they're wanting us to come out there in Springfield, Worcester, and our goal for 2018 is to expand our viewership and actually be What's New Massachusetts.
That's exciting. So we have a few road trips to do.
And luckily, Sharon's got a new car, right?
So we're going to do some lots of road trips.
One of the places that I really enjoyed visiting this past year was Quincy. That is a walking town. We had a lot of restaurants that we were able to check out. And what was one of your favorite restaurants from Quincy?
Well, you know, KKatie's Burger. The burgers were like this big. They were huge. So I think when you eat them, you have to sort of take it a piece at a time. I don't think you could wrap your mouth around it. But I also like Quincy because I'm really into history. And Quincy has that. So so you can have the food portion and you can have the historical portion. Once again, you said it's a walking town. And you can really go there, have a good time, and then get something great to eat.
Yeah, I love the burgers. It was definitely, it was funny because when we were doing the clip, you were like, it's hard to actually eat a burger on camera.
Yes.
So she was like kind of picking at the burger. But after the camera was off, she was like, devouring that burger.
There was stuff all over my face. No, I was teasing. But the place KKatie's Burgers is really great. And I tried the fried pickles.
Oh.
Not there, but a friend of mine had them. They are really addictive. They're called fried pickles. They're very good.
Well, when we walked in, they had like multiple burgers for us to eat, and we were just sitting there like, oh my gosh, we have to eat all the burgers.
It was a little overwhelming because they're literally like this big with the meat and everything on it. So, I mean, you could probably get a few meals out of it, but they're very good. They're very good.
KKatie's Burger Bars, there's multiple locations. There's Hingham,
Right.
there's Marshall, I think, and then, of course, the one in Quincy. So let's check out our visit to KKatie's Burger Bar in Quincy.
This is Sharon Filyaw for What's New Massachusetts. Here we are in downtown Quincy Center. We're at KKatie's Burger Bar, a new up-and-coming burgeoning restaurant, and we're going to check it out right now. Joining me now is Miss Katie McSorley, the owner of KKatie's Burger Bar. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Sharon.
So now, Katie, you have a number of locations in addition to this one. Can you tell us where your other locations are?
Well, this is our 4th location in Quincy. We have Plymouth was our first store, then we opened in Hyannis and Marshfield.
What made you choose downtown Quincy Center?
Well, we were contacted that there was some space coming up, and did we want to be a part of this new development here, and in investigating the opportunity, we couldn't refuse with everything going on here. It's very exciting.
That is. Now, we were talking a little bit before. You mentioned how important the food is here. What are some of the favorite dishes?
Well, we have a lot of burgers. We have a KK Mac, that's great. We do horseradish peppercorn burger. We do appetizers. We have frickles, which are fried pickles, which is a big hit with everybody. We have what we call the Granite Rock, which is stacked burgers about, maybe that high. So, yeah, so we do a lot of burgers, but we do other things too. We have chicken dishes, chicken sandwiches, and appetizers. We have vegetarian options, salads. So we have a little bit of everything.
So this sounds like it's a type of establishment where a family could come in and just have a good time and relax, not too pretentious. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. We love us. They come all the time. The kids love coming in. It's very casual. They like the atmosphere because it's fun. And again, we just focus on the food, a lot of good food and very relaxed atmosphere, sort of upbeat, fun.
That's great. Now, for the sake of our viewers, could you let us know what your hours are of operation?
We open at 11:30 and we serve our menu until midnight, and the bar closes at 12:30. So,
Katie McSorley, thank you so much for joining us. Continued success to you. Thank you. Here we are now with Mr. Kerry Byrne, the former food editor of the Boston Herald and now working with the city of Quincy in this burgeoning area of restaurants and bars. So what is your focus in your position?
Well, Quincy has an incredibly dynamic restaurant scene, a lot of new places opening. Also, very conveniently located to Boston. There's four Red Line stops, Quincy Center cheese stops right here, and we're 15 minutes from South Station. We have gorgeous waterfront, and we have not only this great restaurant scene around us, but we're sitting amid one of the greatest collection of historic sites in America. John Quincy Adams was born right down the street. They're buried right here in the Church of the Presidents. John Hancock was born right here in Quincy Center, the famed patriot. We have the 1640 Hancock Cemetery, one of the oldest burial grounds in America right here. The Constitution was written here in Quincy. The Presidential Mansion is a short walk away. The Adams National Historical Park. It's all right here, but amid all this great history that's been here forever, we have this incredible treasure trove of new restaurants opening. KKatie's here being one of the premier among them. But we had 4 restaurants open in the last couple weeks. We have 5 more restaurants opening in this immediate block in the next couple weeks ahead of us. 3 more restaurants a couple months down the road, and we expect Quincy to be the next great dining destination in Greater Boston. It just has everything, and it's conveniently located 15 minutes from South Station on the Red Line.
Now that's a very interesting point because tourists can come out here readily, and while they're checking out the historical sites, they can also have something great to eat, and they have a variety of restaurants to choose from.
Absolutely. Well, I was a history major at college, and I love history. Unfortunately, history is not necessarily that sexy on its own, but when you travel, what do? You go and you visit, you go to Europe, you go visit the museums, but you also want something to eat or drink. You go to London, you go to the pubs. You go to Paris, you go to the cafes. You go to Munich, you go to the beer gardens. Here in Quincy, where we have, again, this incredible collection of historic sites, now you can also get world-class cocktails, great, world-class burgers like here at KKatie's. We have a new Venetian-style Baccaro that just opened. A great new Japanese restaurant, Fuji at Wester Chestnut. Just any kind of food you want, you can now find here in Quincy Center. Not only that, there's been an influx of culinary talent coming here. A lot of chefs and up-and-coming chefs and restaurateurs probably can't afford to live in the South End anymore, probably can't afford to live in the Southport and the Seaport, they can hop on the train 15 minutes from downtown Boston and find more affordable homes here, more affordable real estate to open restaurants. We've had an incredible influx of great Boston talent opening restaurants here and coming to work here.
Well, that does sound like a tremendous magnet for, as you mentioned, new businesses, and that this is a tremendous walking town. That's what's so attractive about it. Carrie Byrne, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to talking to you later. Bye-bye. Joining me now is Mr. John Herman, Vice President of Operations of KKatie's Burger Bar. John, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me today.
So John, you're part of the nerve center of this establishment. What makes KKatie's Burger Bar so different from other restaurants of this sort?
Well, I always say one of the things that separates us from the other restaurants is that we don't have any pretense here. This is a place that you can really come, relax, be yourself, bring your friends, bring your family. I always say that you can come from working in the yard, or you can come from working in the office, and you're going to be treated the same and have the same experience. So that's what we love about it. You just sit back, we're just serving burgers and having a great time.
We've just had an amazing time talking to the owners of KKatie's Burger Bar, located in downtown Quincy, right here on Hancock Street. So if you're around, come in and check it out. And now I'm going to check out this Granite Bar Burger. Excuse me.
Welcome back to What's New Massachusetts, our special November edition. So, Sharon, Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for?
Well, I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for health. I'm thankful for you, Sam. And just, hopefully, just thankful, just hopefully that we have more peace in our country and not so much discord. But it's just a time to get together with loved ones and just really appreciate, who we have in our lives and just relax and have a good time without thinking about work too much.
I'm thankful for the show. The show has been amazing. We've been able to see all sorts of things, and I love the fact that we're growing every month. And I'm thankful for you, thankful for our director, Michael Trera, and all the people that watch our show. It's amazing, like how many people actually watch us on the show.
Yeah, I get people who sort of walk. I was in the gym a few times, and someone said, "Hey, didn't I see you?" And I'm like, "Uh-oh." So, but it's wonderful. It's wonderful whenever viewers walk up to you and they say that they really appreciate what you've done, and they're very supportive, and they say, keep on doing it. It's really nice.
And I'm also very grateful for all our affiliates who have supported us throughout this entire year. We have like 26 affiliates this last episode, and without your support, we would not be on air and have all the locations to visit that we've been able to visit.
Right, and we want to continue to reach out and to get into more stations so that we can get a larger viewership and share more experiences with you.
And I get a lot of response from the actual affiliates, and they tell us, okay, I love that show, didn't like that show as much, and they give us a lot of input, and I really appreciate that. So make sure if you're watching the show, feel free to give us some input. Our website is what'snewmassachusetts.com.
Right, because the feedback is very important, because the more feedback that we receive, the better show we can produce for you.
So what's in store for us in 2018? So we're expanding to the west.
Yes.
And I do want to still cover, because we have a lot of affiliates on the East Coast and Cape Cod.
Right.
But what are some locations in Massachusetts that you would like to visit?
Like I said, I'm very big into history, so maybe Plymouth, around that area.
Plymouth is good. South Shore.
South Shore. I love history. I'm just enamored by it. But the Commonwealth of Massachusetts is full of history. Where I live is actually right across the street. I should mention this. Right across the street from the gentleman who wrote the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's amazing.
It is. So he's right there. He was right there.
Well, where I live in Assembly Row is right next to the Mystic River. And it's not as historic. Well, it is historic, I guess. For many years, it wasn't not the place to be, but now it is. Assembly Row is absolutely beautiful, and I'm grateful for where I live as well. Having access to all those amenities, being able to walk over the bridge and go to the new Wegmans, that's awesome.
Yeah, Assembly Row is really beautiful. They're really doing a very nice job with it, and it's changing the skyline. It's really amazing. It's a great place to live.
And also, there's the new casino too.
Yes, the Wynn Casino is due to be open, I believe, in 2019. 2019, and it is flying up. It's built right behind the Costco there in Somerville, of course, and they are on track to do about a floor a week.
I have been watching the growth of the new casino in Everett, and it's going to be huge. And it's going to kind of tower over where I live. And you can actually take a ferry from Assembly Row to the casino.
Yes, and a very interesting little footnote. When I stayed at the Wynn Casino in Las Vegas, and Steve Wynn actually walked up next to me, and he was making sure everyone was having a good time. Steve Wynn is very, very attentive to detail. That's what he is known for, he and his team. So I'm looking forward to the Wynn Casino opening.
Did you get his number?
No, I did not. I just looked at him.
Well, everybody, have a great Thanksgiving and have a great month. And we'll see you next month from What's New Massachusetts. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.